The 3 best solar lead generation strategies in 2023. Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. My name is Ivan, and on this one, we're talking about the 3 best, in my humble opinion, lead generation strategies that you could deploy in 2023. I'm sure you know about these things, but I want to iterate the importance of just using that and how you can benefit tremendously from it, okay? So without further ado, let's get right into it. There's many ways to generate solar leads. You can do door knocking, you could do any of that, like referrals and any of that stuff. I'm not going to talk about that, right? If that's what you're doing currently, good, more power to you. But I'm saying if you're thinking about, which I'm all about selling over the phone, selling remotely, the remote dealer model, selling from a distance, whatever you want to call it, okay? The way to grow a business with scalability, I think would deploy any of these 3 methods. So here we go. The first one being cold calling, all right? I know a lot of people are like, oh, cold calling, whatever. Dude, if you have a way to generate solar leads using cold calling and you have that systemized, everything, like the system is oiled up and is there, like you can see it, like I guarantee you it is a good way to generate leads. A lot of people ask me what's better, is it inbound, is it cold calling? And I always say this, my response is, listen, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? We tried the cold calling route and it worked, but we were naturally inbound guys, so we reverted back to what we know. And so even though we spend a large amount of money trying to pretty much get that off the ground, and it did work for a while, but I just thought, listen, I mean, we have an inbound leads background, so we're just going to revert back to doing that, right? So there's no right or wrong. If you're going to start cold calling, again, you can do that totally remotely. One tip I would give you is do not work with people from the States unless you can get someone to work for you on a commission basis. There's other countries that you can explore, countries like Mexico, Guatemala, Nicaragua or whatever. The Latin America, there's a lot of countries there that you could pretty much use because they have very, very similar time zones to the US time zones. And so it'll be more convenient. A lot of these people have perfect English. A lot of these people have actually been deported, okay, from the States. So they have been living in the States for a while, but for whatever circumstances, life happened. And so they got sent back to their countries, but they're super hardworking. Like I said, their English is perfect. There's a lot of people that will fit this job role. I'm sure you can have a blast building an inside cold calling team doing that. So it's totally possible. All right. Number 2 is inbound leads using social media platforms like Facebook or Meta, YouTube, Google, TikTok, you name it, okay? It has never been easier to put together an ad, all right? Something that you know can work. We can spy on our competition. We can see what other people are doing. We can see even how much money they've spent on a particular campaign. We can see a lot of things. I have a course about this coming up if it hasn't come out yet, all right? Right now, as of today, is a pre-launch, and in the next 2 to 3 weeks it's coming out. If it has come out, I'm sorry, but right now is at 50% off, so you can grab it. Check out the first link in the description below. But inbound leads, I do believe that if you want to build an inside sales team, or if you want to grow your current sales team remotely, you're going to want to do that, okay? Just make sure that you have that aspect of it taken care of. In my opinion, there's no better way to do it than inbound leads, but each to their own. So inbound leads, yes, using these platforms, there's never been easier to put together an ad or a funnel and have leads literally like popping in that same day without having to manage people or to have people call for you or buy data or any of that stuff. You just set up an ad and you know that ad's going to produce and you see leads popping in that same day. All right. So that'll be the inbound leads. And the third one is aged data. So if you have someone like a broker, we also sell aged data so you can reach out, but find someone, a broker, doesn't have to be me, doesn't have to be our company, but just find someone who sells aged data. Try a few different vendors, if you will, buy data from multiple sources, try it out. You can pretty much go back to the first method, which is cold calling. You can put them through a dialer, and you can also have like old leads. Let me tell you what it is. So aged data is basically leads that have already been generated. Those leads once had an interest in going solar. Maybe someone has already spoken to them or whatever, but I'm telling you that works. They could sell you for a penny on the dollar or whatever, and it works really well. All right. You can have those aged data and old leads pretty much put into a CRM like Go High Level. And then what you can do is you can blast like an email sequence or a text message sequence and have literally people come back like responding whether or not they're interested. So that works pretty well. If you have like thousands of leads, I mean, why not? It will literally cost you next to nothing to get people like inbound leads from this alone. And you don't have to pay for somebody to call them or any of that stuff. If you have someone, you know, if you're decided to go that route and build like a call center or a small team, then by all means, you already know that how it works. But those will be the three main ways, guys. I'm not going to talk about the referrals. I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm telling you, that's all you need to be successful. I would tell you a big tip for this is every single one of these three works and would work, but choose one and go all in until you realize that this is what you want to do or don't want to do, okay? For me, like I said, we're originally an inbound company, so we do generate leads using social media, but I decided in 2021 to invest in building a call center, like a custom built call center, like a dialer and everything else. It worked, but then I realized that I don't want to do this, and I went back to my roots, which is the inbound stuff, and that's what we're doing today. But I'm telling you, do that. You're not going to regret it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.